Hey, what's up, my people? Sorry about the noise outside, but I am outside. This is Dalton of Dalton My World, my YouTube channel. This is going to be a quick site update, okay? I've had people come to me trying to pressure me into making content about the protests that's going on and things such as that. Look, I'll tell you straight up. I don't need to constantly see about the protests. I don't need to constantly hear about the protests, about what's going on with the black people and all people of color. And also, it affects white people too, because I've known many white people that were abused by police. You just don't hear about it as much on the media as you do when it comes to Afro Americans and Latin and just people of color in general. Okay? So I understand the pain, the anger that's going on. But if you're looking for a channel that's gonna constantly fuel the flames of anger, you're at the wrong channel. Now, I do give breaking news updates when I feel it, okay, or when my intuition gets overloaded and I feel it needs to go out. But I do not, and I am not going to change my format and give breaking news every week and every 2 weeks. Okay, that's not what I'm all about. Now, if you want that, there's plenty of 24-hour news channels that you can go on YouTube. There's plenty of other YouTubers that's doing that. Okay, and you can easily unsubscribe from here and go subscribe to there. Okay, but when I was in Oklahoma and we had the Oklahoma City bombing, and I went through that hell, and I saw that protest and I saw all the damage, and I lived through it. I saw all the damage that was done. The main thing I wanted to do, because I was at ground zero, the main thing I wanted to do is to watch or see anything that had nothing to do with that, to take me away from that horror for a moment. It don't mean I didn't keep updated on the information. I just didn't drown myself in it. And I'm not going to change my content of my channel just to ride a current trend. I will give you updates, breaking news when I feel it. All right, I just want to bring that to you because I have many people trying to tell me how to run my channel, what I should put on. No, that's not gonna happen. All right, and I don't need the news to tell me the pain and sorrow to feel as a black man about other Afro Americans, other people of color, as well as other human beings, period, no matter what race or color that they're going through, they have went through injustice and pain. I'm my own man, and I feel it anyway. And I will always, even after the protest is going through, will have to constantly, as a black man, go through these things. I will always be followed when I go into a store. Be looked down when I go in for a tech job. Because they thought I was actually going for a security job. Because no way a black man was trying to go for a tech job. Okay? So, I'm going to tell you like Richard Pryor told his white girlfriend and JoJo Dancer, Your Life Is Calling, when they had an argument. She was reading all these books about black people, black history. He told her, baby, I love you, but I don't need to read no damn books. I am a black man. I know what they're going through because I go through it every day, and I will until the very day I die. Okay? So my heart goes out and will constantly go out to anyone that has been abused. And of course, I feel deep empathy and sympathy for the people, my people, black people, and people of color, Latin, etc. As well as even, white people too, when they go through things. I have white friends that went through stuff, that go through stuff. I feel sorry for them all human beings. But when it comes to my people, sure, you better believe I feel it. And just because a person's not saying anything don't mean that they don't see what's going on around them. And that does not mean that they cannot articulate the pain and have empathy for the pain. Because if they don't want it to happen to their race, they sure don't want it to happen to anybody else's. So I give power to the protesters, not the rioters. And protesters, you all need to be careful. Because it's been proven that a lot of these Aryan race and KKK has been infiltrating your protests, trying to give you targeting ethnic groups and ethnic restaurants. Hell, you all messed up CNN. CNN has been on the side of Afro-American, reporting injustice against all people of color, black, Latin, for years. Who do you think directed you to go to CNN? Who was the head person in front breaking the glass? It wasn't a black man. Be aware that your protest has been infiltrated and is infiltrated for someone else's purpose. So protest and be loud. As Malcolm X stated, it's the squeaky hinge that gets the attention and that gets the oil, not the quiet ones. But protesting is not the same as rioting and looting. Okay? And my philosophy is not one or the other, but both. Because I've read many books about it. But my philosophy is peaceful protest, like Martin Luther King stated. Nonviolent protest, okay? But if harm is coming to you, like that white man who was standing up for the white race that decided to take a bow and arrow and shoot it into a protest as if he was some Sagittarius mythical god, which you learn quickly he was not, or the person who decided to, the white man that decided to drive his semi through a peaceful protest and thought that he was invincible, which he found out he was not. Sure, when it comes to your life and when it comes to your harm, then I suggest you do what they like they said on Bad Boys for Life. All right. At that point, Martin Luther King taps out and Malcolm X taps in. The philosophy of Malcolm X while he was under the roof of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Okay, so I tell you, it doesn't have to be one or the other. But if your life is threatened, it is normal for any human being to defend that life because it's precious and priceless. But until something like that happens, I suggest you have peaceful protest, nonviolent, and scream as loud as you can so that your voice can be heard. And a word of advice: if you made it to the end of this is two very important things I would do. One, I don't care if it's a bandana. Since you can't do social distancing, it's almost impossible when you're doing a protest. Definitely make sure you have mask, okay? A bandana, something wrapped around your face. And number two, download a VPN. VPN makes it hard for anybody to track your location. A free VPN is called Proton VPN. Proton VPN. If you are an illegal alien and you're protesting, you definitely want to download that VPN onto your phone. They have it for Android and iOS. You definitely want to download that VPN onto your tablets, iPads, whatever, okay? So that they cannot track, all right, your location. It's not enough to cover your face, okay? And don't think that Trump is not trying to track and use facial recognition to find out who you are, and don't think he's not trying to use different types of technology to track your location, okay? So do you do both of those? Those are my advice from you. And I will try to put a link to the Proton VPN. It's a free VPN, okay? All right? Now, as I said, if you can, stay peaceful, stay safe, and stay protected. And Godspeed to all protesters. Stay strong, stay vigilant, and